Let's talk about perfectionism and how it can trigger and perpetuate neuroplastic pain or mind body concerns. Is that good enough? Should I amplify it? Make it more epic? I feel like I gotta get more creative with my intros. I don't know. So let's redo this. Perfectionism and chronic pain. They're linked. However, a lot of times we're not aware how perfectionism is triggering and perpetuating our neuroplastic pain or mind-body concerns. And in this video, I'm going to explain why perfectionism and neuroplastic pain are linked and how we can reduce it. So let's get into it. How was that? To start, let's talk about what perfectionism actually gives us. Because we buy into the lie, and so did I, that perfectionism will give us success, money, praise, and self-worth. But a lot of times, what perfectionism actually gives us is intensity, pressure, self-criticism, anxiety, and self-hatred. See, perfectionism causes our brain and nervous system to feel chronically on high alert and in danger. It might feel normal to us, but it is wreaking havoc on our nervous system all the time. And eventually, if we push this far enough, our brain is going to warn us that it's feeling in danger. And one of the ways it can do that is by sending the danger signal of pain. Most of my life, I've struggled with perfectionism. And in the past, it's driven me, in part, to become addicted to drugs and alcohol, to have really severe episodes of anxiety and depression, and of course, have many years of chronic pain symptoms. Now, over the years, I've been able to reduce my perfectionism, but by no means has it gone away. I think of myself more as a recovering perfectionist. I think back to when I first started this channel. See, I really was passionate about starting a mind-body YouTube channel that was going to help you recover from neuroplastic pain or mind-body concerns. And the reason for this is because when I first learned about these mind-body concepts, it was through a YouTube channel. I don't remember the guy's name, but he talked about his own recovery and how he overcame his chronic pain using Dr. Sarno's approach. So you can see why I'm really passionate about this project. However, I ran into one issue. And it was the fact that I was terrified to put myself out there and be vulnerable. And I kid you not, I redid my first video 7 times before posting it because I was trying to make it perfect. And the end result was still subpar. And the reason for this is the more perfect I tried to make it, the more it moved me away from being my authentic self and producing good content. And so maybe you relate to this. I also spent hours trying to fix my wandering eye and make it not noticeable. So you've probably noticed in my videos that only one of my eyes can actually look forward at a given time. And this is due to a genetic condition that I have. See, if I go like this one looks forward. And if I go like that one looks forward. But not both. Now you're probably going to notice this the rest of the video. See, I was trying my best to be perfect, even though my eye condition was really never something that I was going to be able to change. And after months of suffering with this and trying every different angle to be on camera, I came up with the solution that I needed to accept it and be vulnerable and just show up authentically. Come here. Come here. Oh, look at you. Look at you. Can you say hi? Can you say hi? You are always your authentic self. Harry's always vulnerable. I'll talk more about vulnerability later in this video. The thing about perfectionism is it's a coping mechanism that we learn throughout our life. So a lot of times as children, as we're growing up, we unfortunately learned at some point that if we're perfect, we're more likely to be safe and feel worthy. And then as adults, we keep using this coping mechanism unconsciously sometimes to feel safe and worthy. But a lot of times it's no longer serving us. But I want you to think of it as a coping mechanism instead of a personality trait. Because when we think about it as a personality trait, it can feel really permanent. Now, the big question is, how can I reduce my perfectionism? As Brené Brown discusses, we need to be vulnerable. But as perfectionists, we're terrified of vulnerability. We hide from the world any flaws that we have or any areas we feel vulnerable in. Basically, we're scared to show up as we are because then we won't be accepted and we won't feel worthy. So part of the solution to overcoming perfectionism is actually practicing being vulnerable. As Brené Brown states, we need to let go of who we think we're supposed to be and embrace who we actually are. And this was the same with my wandering eye. I needed to accept and be vulnerable and embrace that this was part of me, and then be vulnerable with all of you by showing up. See, by doing this, we're actually exposing ourselves to not being perfect, which is gonna seem really uncomfortable at first, but over time will become easier. I find especially as people are first doing this and choosing to not be perfect and instead be vulnerable, you're gonna experience a backdraft of shame, guilt, or anxiety. But we can use self-compassion to work through these heavy emotions, which is gonna lead us to having so much freedom. So start small at first. I always tell people, try giving it only 60% on a given task, or just resist the urge to do something perfectly at home, at school, or at work, and then allow yourself to feel that backdraft. For myself, even with these videos, what I would first do was only allow myself to record a video twice. And then after that, I would just edit the best one and post it. I can tell you that was super hard at first. Now, another benefit to being vulnerable and showing up as you are is it actually gives us more space to make small steps towards growth. So at times in my life where I accepted my vulnerability, it gave me more space to make changes in my life. Even with these videos, when I finally begrudgingly accepted that my eye is gonna wander no matter what I do, it gave me more space to actually make small steps towards growth in areas that I could actually change. So I hope this video was helpful. Please put your questions or comments down below, hit the like button, and if you haven't yet, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Harry's come to hang out. He's hanging. He's having a good time. Hey, buddy.